So here's what was going on with me in the fall of 2016. And we've shared this in a TEDx talk. But we don't talk, it's not what we lead with, but
Sure.
I think it's relevant for your show. So I had mentioned that my wife had suffered from chronic depression. Well, she was a lawyer and she had her own practice. And she was a good lawyer. But every once in a while, things just went off the rails or she couldn't manage to get things done. We went around on this a bunch of times and then we came up with what we thought was a solution. I would work with her and I would manage the business. I'm not a lawyer, but I've run lots of businesses. I could manage the business and we would grow that business. And that's what we did. And that became the family business. And everything was great until 2016, when I discovered that before we were working together, my wife had made an irrational decision and done something you can't do. And she dipped into some client funds, one client, but she had taken some money. And then she buried that and hid that. And we discovered that in 2000. I discovered that in 2016 and said, okay, we have to go tell this client. And my wife, but we can't pay her back. We don't have the money. And so we got to do this anyway. And we did and started paying the client back. But as was that client's right, she went to the authorities. And on the Saturday of Columbus weekend, we got a letter in the mail saying to my wife from the discipline committee of the Bar Association, saying these charges have been made against you. And how do you respond? And that's how we knew. So on Tuesday, we let everybody go and shut down the office. And Tuesday afternoon, just coincidentally, because they're on different tracks, different from the Bar Association action, 2 detectives showed up at the door to arrest my wife. So I want to be careful here. I'm not making excuses, but this clearly was affected by her depression. So there we were. That was the family business. Now we have no income. And what are we going to do? And I was 58. I was an entrepreneur, which means I'm completely unemployable. And so I'm starting some online businesses. I hold on to my wife and kids and say, we just got to hold tight. We got to hold together and we'll get through this. And we'll deal with what we have and we're going to find a way forward. And it was in that context that John came to me and said, Dad, I want to sell socks. And I said, sure, we'll try that too.